Welcome to Clay in Life. May we all let our own light shine. Today I'm going to share with you how I find my value, my life values. Usually I have this done every year, so I have something I can really focus on and what I want to work with on the year. When I have a big decision to make or when I'm thinking about certain things I wanted to do, I will always check my value list. In the beginning, I used to have a 10 top 10 value list. Then I realized I usually just can't remember after number 6. So then I start having top 5. But after the last 2-3 years, try and error, I realized it's good to just focus on top 3. But if you can work out top 5, that would be really good in a way that help you to start testing out to see, well, is this really aligned with how you feel, what your life value is. And on the same token, the value can also be applied to if you have business, your own business, you can actually work through this as well and to find out, to actually have a concrete value, what's most important values in your business. And same with career, what is most important for you, what's most important value for you to actually pursue, and when you face any difficulty or challenges, what other values are most important to you to always align yourself with. And when I first starting this value list, I come across a book called The Life Priorities Calculator by Paul Wilson. And I just checked online. This book might not be available now. However, the same author, Paul Wilson, actually have other books available and similar to this book as well. In this book, actually, The Life Priority Calculator by Paul Wilson. In this book, he talk about how to actually prioritize your life. And in this session, he give a value list, which I follow most of the steps to do, and I find was really helpful. And then I also apply this in my business at the time, and I think this about 10 years ago already. So I have been doing this value list almost every year for the last 10 years, and it has been very helpful for me in helping me to be more aligned in my journey. I still remember last year I have my first value is freedom and connectedness and mastery. And this year I have changed as well because my experience last year helped me to realize there's something else I do want to have. It's most important for me in this year. So the same number one has been freedom for more than 3 years. Having a freedom is really important to me. So that apply to whatever I do, I would really making sure, do I have the freedom I need and I value for myself and for my business. And secondly, I decided, and of course it's more intuitively, I actually feel like I need to have joy as part of my value. Actually, joy is also part of my need inventory list, and it's also top 3. So this year I realized a lot of time we take things for granted. Probably I can only speaking for myself. After last year's journey, I really feel like I think sometimes happiness is not something you can just find. You have to actually set it as a goal. When I set joy is most important value and needs for me this year, my whole perspective has changed. I'm making sure whenever I'm looking at the things, I look at in the perspective, will this make me feel joyful? Is this the joyful decision I'm making? Will I contribute to other people's joy? And that totally changed my perspective. It helped me to be less blaming and really taking responsibility for myself. When I have the downtime, I know it is my responsibility and I need to ensure I'm the only one can contribute to my own joy in life. And the third one I have, which funnily I actually can't quite remember now. So that means I actually been doing a lot of things more related to my top two priority in the beginning of this year. But I'm just having a look. That's the worksheet I have for me in the beginning of the year when I'm working on my value list. So my top three is actually wealth and achievement, and then independence is number 5. Actually, interestingly, wealth is very important for me at this point, even though I feel like I have everything I need in life, but having the wealth sort of equals to sense of the achievement I can do for myself. And having that wealth is not just about money, it's about wealth of knowledge, wealth of a good relationship, wealth of good connection with my higher self or with your environment. And that's the wealth means to me. And I do feel like because of this, I have actually unconsciously, even though I don't quite remember, wealth is my top number 3 top priorities, top values. I actually already doing that. My day-to-day schedule, my day-to-day work, I'm already doing that, which I've been trading in, investing in the stock market, both in US and Australia. So I have been putting a lot of time into work as well recently. Obviously, this time is being challenging time for a lot of people, including myself. But I'm very grateful that because I have this as my top 3 priority, I have been doing a lot of learning and making sure I have the right tools to help me to achieve what I want to do this year. So I'm also very focused this year because of my top 3 values I have set for myself this year. So now, how do you actually find your top 5 or top 3 values? Like I shared before, you can actually get that value list from the book, but I just find this actually not available online now. So what you can do is, there is another way I'm actually using more often now than using the book. It's called the Value Exercise. Value Exercise. And you can download this from Taproot, Taproot. I will put link below in the description, so you can just tick that and print the PDF. This is actually a very good way of finding your value list. I print this out just really first page. You can print the second page as well to follow the instruction, but I'm doing it more intuitive way. For me, it's very important to not to think too much. Sometimes that interfere how I'm actually walking through the exercise. So usually I just get this print out ready, and I give myself a bit quiet time. That I just take a quick deep breath and see myself more relaxing in a relaxing posture, and take a deep breath. And it is really important to know we don't need to do this perfectly. In the beginning, I'm thinking, oh, I'm doing my life value. I need to do it right. But then I realized I'm a perfectionist by nature. I can never do it. I will just keep procrastinating my progress. So what I decided to do is just follow my intuitive drive. And this is how I normally do it. So I hope this will be helpful to share with you. And you can do any way you like, as long as you find the top 5 value for you. And I do it yearly. If you find this is enough for you to do it for another 3 years, 5 years, or that's what you already got perfect, just use that. But now let's get into how I find my value list. So once you print out I normally write a date, and today's day is 26th of March 2020. Because I write down my life value this year, I'm doing this second one for my big business. I'm intending to have my own business next half a year. So I am working out what is most important for me to have a business value. So what I normally do is I just write down the question on the top. What are my top 5 most important business value? Here we are. Yeah. So once you have done that, and once again, take a big breath. What I normally do is I just go through the list, and you can just use a pen to circle it. What comes to you, you feel like that actually attract you, just circle it. And most importantly, just having in mind, this is actually for my business. So I have to really align myself, what's my most important business value. Okay, just circle anything comes to you. And of course, I'm doing this at the real time. If you already have a printout, you can do it together with me as well. So I have actually circled many. That's what comes to me at the first time. So now, if you have highlighter, you can use a highlighter. Otherwise, I will just put a star in front of those I already circled for the second time, and what comes to me even more strongly. Okay, for the second time, I actually come out with 10, interestingly. And now I'm going to do a third time to find out what is my top 5. So what I do is just put another star on those you already put a star. So after the third round, you will actually have a 2 star on those most important to you. Out of all these 10, I already circled. You might have a 12 or even less, but I'm just trying to minimize my list. Alright, interestingly, I actually just got 5 for the second time. It's actually much easier to do this filtering process, and just trust how you feel from your heart. And if you start thinking, then you pretty much, it's very difficult to get this down. So once you have your top 5 most important values, either for your business or maybe for your career or for your life or just for this year, you write it down. So I have creativity and freedom. Once again, freedom hit every list for me. And inspiration, recognition, wealth. So that's 5 on my list: creativity, freedom, inspiration, recognition, and wealth. My top 5 business value. At this time, I will actually take time to write down what does it mean by creativity to me. So because I'm actually doing this on the video, I'll just quickly talk about it, and I would suggest you actually write it down for yourself, and that give you a sense of what that means to you, because creativity could mean artistic pursuit, but could mean something else for other people. Like one of my ex-team member actually told me creativity is think outside the box. And I think it's so true. Being creative doesn't mean you need to draw or make things, but just thinking outside the box is already being creative. So creativity for me is really putting things in a visual way, and that is very related to what I do, like mandala vision board. I do that every year, usually for myself as well, that I have something visually I can focus. So I consider that as being creative as well. And freedom is something I find so important to me. Whatever I do, I want to make sure I'm free to do it either from the home or when I can still travel and I'm not locked down in one place. And that's a freedom. And I also need to feel the freedom I can be who I am and not worry about what other people think. And that's very, very important to me. Inspiration. I have met so many inspiring people, and from the people who writing the beautiful and inspiring books, and I have done so many workshops. Being able to inspiring people in my business is the top 5 value for me, and I do believe if I'm going to work in the business again, that is something I want to actually embody, being someone who can also inspire other people and to do and to be their best, and to have a freedom to pursue whatever they desire they want. Recognition. Well, I think this is so important to me. I have difficulty. I had, or maybe still have, hopefully not. I had a difficulty to work out my self-worth. So partly because I don't really give myself the recognition what my strength is, what skills I have, and or who I am. So on the same token, I am wanting to have the same recognition for what I can do, and through the business as a vehicle, what the recognition we can actually contribute to my own thinking, and also recognizing other people's strengths and recognizing there's a light in everyone as well. Wealth. Wow, that is something very interesting. I guess a few years ago, I still have feeling that money is the root of all evil. You probably hear this before, but I have been working through this for many years, and I realized there's a lot of the unconscious conditioning we have received either from our society or maybe from, I don't think it's from my parents, but I just have this difficulty to receive money for my work, and especially when I working in the healing area, I find it so difficult to receive money. So whatever I do, wealth is actually very important for me. It's being able to receive the financial reward for my time and for my work, and as well as creating wealth for myself and for people around me, and helping people, whoever come across, they can also create abundance of wealth for themselves. And that will need to do a lot of the questioning and a lot of the actionable steps we do need to follow. So that's what I really like to do and to have for my business values. So once you have actually write down what it means to you on each value, and take a deep breath again. I know I keep asking you to take a deep breath, but it's not relaxing to just do that. So once you are more relaxed, you are more able to look at this just from your heart, not from anywhere else. It's not from your head. So if you think too much, then this is really just a concept. It's not really aligned with your soul's path. So whenever you are doing this, remember, this is your whole being, your whole work. It's not just your head. Okay, so now when I look at this now, creativity and freedom. Interestingly, freedom will not be my number one in business value. I guess there's something more important when you are running the business. freedom might be something you do need to consider, whether you can be more flexible working from wherever you want or whatever time you want. That is up to you. But from running the business before, managing the people, I realized freedom is something, it is important. However, if you have too much freedom in the beginning, you might not achieve what you want to achieve. So that's important to have in mind. But saying that, that's my own experience. I cannot impose that on you. So you have to find out what is the meaning of the value you pick for yourself. All right. So wealth will be number one. Business is about being profitable. Unless you are running a non-profitable organization, that's a different story. But having a profitable business is very important for me. Number one, wealth. Okay. Number two is inspiration. I do feel like without being able to inspiring myself and also inspiring other people, I lose the focus, and I don't actually feel like I want to do the business at all, because I guess I'm very thankful and very grateful. I'm in a situation, I'm in a time I'm actually enjoying my life very much without any financial stress, and I'm very happy to just sometimes doing nothing. So without being able to inspire myself and inspire other people, having that drive, I probably will lose my motivation or my drive to continue to create or to work in this business I'm creating this half year. And my number three is recognition. So I guess a lot of people, including myself, don't recognize our self-worth. So in my business, not only I would like to help other people to recognize their own inner light and let it shine, I also like to be able to facilitate this process of activating our inner innate healing power. And of course, I'm also writing this book called Living Perfect Now. Live Perfect Now. And we talk about a lot of the self-coaching process. So I'm hoping being able to use business as a vehicle, we can actually awaken our inner coach and help people, and including myself, continue to grow in our business and continue to benefit other people in this way. Number 4 is creativity, and number 5 is freedom. So creativity, it's actually more for me. It's a tool. It's a mindset. But I like to have more fun, I guess. But I'm naturally a very very serious person. So being able to be creative, and that is something important for me. It's like when I think about creativity, is being able to have fun, and being able to have some different different kind of tools to help me to run a business, and that would be really helpful. And being creative also means create a system I need to have a sustainable and have a consistency, having a system and structure to help my business continue to grow and benefit myself, and also help other people to achieve what they want and work on their vision and really getting the result and feel fulfilled in their life, and including myself. So here we are. I got my top 5 business value for 2020. And I guess the business is not just for 1 year or 2, so it is important to focus on these value once you work it out for at least, let's say, 12 months. And in between, it's good to actually keep reviewing it and see what insights you actually come out with by having this focus on your top 5 values. And what did you find? Have you come out more meaningful reflection when you actually having this focus in life or in your business, in my business in this case? So number 1, wealth. Number 2, inspiration. Number 3, recognition. Number 4, creativity. Number 5, freedom. That is my 2020 business value. So I hope you have take a time, print out the list online, and get a link below in the description. And you can follow me, walk through, and come back again if you have any question. I will create another video for needs checklist. So thank you for watching, and hope you find your top 5 value in life or any area you like, maybe in a relationship. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.